One of the Islamic Center shooters had a previous run-in with police after expressing interest in mass shootings. Time for the Streamline. Everything you need to know in 10 minutes or less. Sources say Chula Vista police were warned about 18-year-old Caleb Vasquez a year ago. A caller told them Vasquez was interested in extreme ideology and mass attacks. Police reviewed his social media accounts, and sources say the pages were filled with neo-Nazi rhetoric. But police did not find enough evidence to arrest him at the time. That department is now deferring to the FBI and San Diego police. We visited 2 homes in East Lake linked to Vasquez. Video shows recent police and FBI visits to the residences. ABC 10 News has requested police call logs for those addresses. We're waiting to hear back from San Diego police and the FBI about this. There are new questions about San Diego police's staffing levels during Monday's shooting. Investigative reporter Austin Grabish has the concerns being raised by the police officers union.
As police race to stop 2 active shooters at the Islamic Center of San Diego Monday, backup was called in from across the county. Law enforcement arrived at the mosque in Claremont in just minutes.
It seems to be very, very well handled. There is a lot of forces here.
But now questions are being asked about that day's staffing levels.
We've learned that on Monday there was supposed to be a minimum of 14 San Diego police officers working in the city's northern division, which includes Claremont. But when the mosque shooting happened, there were just 7 officers on duty. The police union says staffing shortages are to blame.
We've been raising the red flags about staffing for over a year now. And when we lost $12 million last year in overtime, it really affected our ability to police this city.
San Diego Police Officers Association President Jared Wilson says the force's staffing levels are now at a historic low. He says some less serious calls are taking police days to get to. In March, data from the San Diego Police Department released in a public records request showed Priority 1 calls, which include active burglaries, had an average wait time of 43 minutes. Priority 2 calls were taking over 2 hours. That category includes runaway juveniles. The picture was even worse for Priority 3 calls, which had an average wait time of 3 hours. Late Wednesday, San Diego police told us the department would not be able to respond to this story, saying in part, "As you can imagine, there are a lot of details we are working to sort through right now." The statement did not answer any of our questions or address the staffing levels from Monday. Austin Grabish, ABC 10 News.
Wednesday, the Islamic Center of San Diego reopened its doors for the first time since the shooting, welcoming people in for daily prayers. There's also a growing memorial of flowers and candles outside, honoring the 3 victims as heroes. All 3 gave their lives to protect people in the mosque. Stay with ABC 10 News for the latest information about the shooting and the investigation. You can follow all of it on air and online, 10news.com.
In a major decision, San Diego City leaders are scaling back trash fees and throwing out paid parking at Balboa Park. The city was sued over the trash fees and reached a tentative settlement on Tuesday. Before the settlement, trash pickup would have cost up to $55 per month. They're now going to drop to about $39 starting July 1st of next year. The city also announced parking fees at Balboa Park will end for everyone at the beginning of next year. Councilmember Stephen Whitburn says the delay agreements will prevent immediate cuts to city services.
You have seen the challenges that we are facing in meeting the budget demands of the next fiscal year. Were we to reduce the trash fees immediately, we would have had to explore increasing fees elsewhere or cutting services elsewhere.
So the settlement keeps these issues off the November ballot. The city council still needs to formally approve the deal on June 8th. In the South Bay, Maya Milliete's sister took the stand Wednesday in day 3 of the Larry Milliete murder trial. Again, cameras are not being allowed in the courtroom. Mary Chris Droulet testified she could tell there was tension between her sister and Larry during a vacation they took in July 2020. She told the defense she advised Larry trying to help with their marriage and hoped they could repair it. She said Larry would tell her that Maya was having a midlife crisis. Mary Chris also said she didn't believe that Maya was having an affair. Maya vanished in January 2021, hasn't been seen since. Mary Chris said Larry never helped in the search to find her. The prosecution claims that Larry killed her because she was going to divorce him, but his attorney said he had nothing to do with her disappearance.
2 police officers who survived the January 6th Capitol riot are now suing to stop a new taxpayer fund. The $1.8 billion fund is part of President Trump's settlement with the IRS. It would compensate people Trump says were mistreated by weaponization of the Justice Department. That could include his political allies or even people who attacked police during the riot. D.C. police officer Daniel Hodges says this sends a dangerous message.
It sends that if you commit violence in Donald Trump's name, that you will be protected legally, you will be rewarded financially.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says a commission will decide who gets payouts. The settlement was also expanded this week to end any IRS audits of the president and his businesses. Trump says he was not involved in the settlement negotiations.
Well, millions of Americans are hitting the road for Memorial Day weekend. Despite the high gas prices, AAA expects 45 million Americans will travel this weekend, including 3.6 million people in Southern California. But the war in Iran, of course, driving up the cost of the trip. The average price for a gallon of regular in the U.S., $4.56. Here in San Diego, the average is $6.17. That's up 32 cents from last month and $1.38 from last year. But President Trump says the price is worth it to stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon.
We cannot let them have a nuclear weapon. You want to see the world exploded? You want to see a problem? And this is peanuts.
Flying is also more expensive right now, and storms are already causing some travel chaos. More than 1,000 flights have been canceled nationwide, and a sinkhole in LaGuardia Airport has also shut down a runway and delayed hundreds of flights there. And that's your ABC 10 News Streamline, everything you need to know today in under 10 minutes.